The funny thing is I always often hear this rebuttal. People stating, well, mulattoes have no culture. You have no culture, or you're confused. But the one I want to talk about is when people say, mulattoes have no culture. My reply is always the same. Like, I laugh. I'm sitting in because the people who say this, I'm looking at them. I'm like, look, I'd rather not have a culture than have the culture that you people have. And you know who I'm talking about. Because the number one, the only people who are turning around and saying, you don't have a culture, I'm looking at them and the culture they embrace with the depravity and degeneracy. I'm sitting here like, I'd rather not have a culture than partake in your culture. Give me a fucking break. Because even in the infantile stages of mulattoes building a culture or reclaiming our identity and culture that we once had, that is a better position to be in than the people who are telling me you have no culture. Because, like I said, when you look at their culture of depravity and degeneracy, the sad reality is their culture is based off destruction. Their culture is based off dilution, right? Like they hate themselves, the self projection. I'm not saying all, but the ones who have an issue with mulattoes identifying as mulatto, they tell on themselves because they, in fact, do hate themselves because they could just mind their business, but they can't. They got to be in our comment section. You don't have a culture. See, because their culture, see the opposition, like I said, it's about degeneracy, depravity, and dilution. They hate themselves. They want to dilute themselves. And that's why they're desperate to claim mulattoes as being a part of their group because they're fearful that their own offspring will grow up and not even identify with them. That's a major L. They can't, basically live on forever because your descendants are supposed to praise you. That's how you live on in generations and generations, right? And so, like, their culture is based off destruction and annihilation, essentially. Like I said, dilution. And so that's horrible. There's nothing worse than that. So they think they're like doing something by telling you, you don't have a culture. I'm like, shit, okay. I mean, I do have a culture, okay, way better than yours, and I can build upon it. I can take what's good from my European and my African and build something unique for mulattoes that understand. That's it. I'm going to embrace that. Like, you can keep that shit you got over there, okay? The Kendrick Lamar and all that stuff, you keep all that over there. I'm not interested. Even Kendrick Lamar, like I said, a perfect example. He dilutes himself. His baby mama is, you know, a mixed race woman, right? Mixed queen. She's not black, not his complexion. See, that is the perfect example. And those are the type of characters who jump in your comment section. You don't have a culture. I'm good. I'm good with what I'm doing.
Perfect.